Hey, good morning. I am Amy. Welcome back to Mac Acres. We are getting ready to go outside and do some planting. I'm going to show you a little bit of the pots that I have, some areas that we are planning on planting some things. We're working on raised beds. We're just going to see how that goes. So anyway, very excited to kind of kick off the garden season with the basics of planting seeds. Anyway, so I'm very excited to jump into this. I would love for you to come along. If you have a few minutes, come on with me. Let's learn this thing together. As I've said multiple times, I am not 100% sure what I'm doing, but I am 100% sure that I want to learn. And the best way to learn sometimes is hands-on, just get in it, figure out what works and what doesn't. And so that's what we're going to do today. So, all right, let's get outside and let's see what we can dig into, literally.
I planted garlic, and I planted it too late. It's doing something, but it may be a fail. I don't know what's going to happen. If nothing else, cut these off and use the greens, make like a garlic green pesto of sorts. Or I can dehydrate it and crumble it up, and it would be like a garlic, kind of like a garlic powder. But I am back at my pots. While I was out this morning, and I brought a few more pieces, 72 cells in each one. So I'm going to try to get all of these planted up today, and I'll show you what that looks like when I'm done. I should have already been recording, but I didn't. I had some different plants that I saved over the winter and potted them here. They don't look perfect. Like you can see, there's some not healthiness there, but I don't know if those are called snake plants. I'm sure there's a proper word, but these are some different ivies. I have a pothos plant, and I got this from an Amish community, and they just called it a Vix plant. I love it. It has a beautiful, thick, kind of a fuzzy type leaf, and it smells amazing. So I have two of those that survived in the water. I'm hoping that this is going to fill up and just overflow. I'm hoping this ivy's going to start running down. I know those pothos run. Yeah, I'm really excited. Tell me what you guys think about this. Do you think that it's going to fill up? And as far as like the snake plant, should I cut that off? I don't know. I'm almost thinking that's not recoverable. I don't know. Tell me what you think. Sorry, I'm doing an awful job of recording here. Apologize. All right, I'm going to get these things potted up, and I'm going to be back to show you what I've done. Here we are. We're in my backyard. You see everything's so nice and green. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited to be out here right now doing this. So these are the cells that I filled with, that I filled 2 or 3, 4 days ago whenever we were out here together last. So we had a big storm, but these are really dry. I'm surprised. I guess I thought they would hold a little bit more moisture. I hope my sunglasses aren't bothering you. It's so bright out here. So I'm just going to kind of mix these around a little bit with the stick just to kind of, I don't know, stir up some of the moisture that was already in there. And then I'm going to use the same stick and just make 2 little holes, little divots even, that I'm going to drop 2 tomato seeds, maybe 3, but I'm going to shoot for 2 seeds in each cell. And I'm going to start with tomatoes, and I'm going to label them. And then we're going to start working on peppers. And I have all these big pots that I showed you Saturday, and I think I showed you just a moment ago also, that I'm going to start putting some of my flower seeds in. I've never grown a lot of things. Like I said in my introduction video, I am so green and so new. Oh my gosh, if you came for professional gardening advice, turn me off now. I am not a professional. I am so green. I just mainly am video diarying my process, and I guess I'm hoping at the end of the summer, throughout the summer, my progress and success. That's what I'm shooting for. So we're going to get this stirred up really quickly. Kind of taking my time here, and I guess I shouldn't do that. I'm sitting out in the sun, and I probably should have put a hat on, but it's so hard to not sit out here and let the sun just, oh, it feels so nice. Where I live, we are about in the mid 60s right now. I think we are past our frost. We have one night in our 10-day forecast that is supposed to be down into the upper 30s. We are going to be, our temperatures are going to be really nice, like lows 40s and 50s. We are just ready for the spring. We are ready for the spring. It's time. It's time. Where you live at, how is your season looking right now? Are you guys still experiencing some frost? Are you getting to be outside and do any direct sowing? Are you starting a lot of plants inside? So one of my very favorite YouTubers, one of the very first ones who got me really interested in gardening, does grow lights, but she's in a completely different zone than I am. And so where I live, it really warms up. This is March. We're toward the end of March, but we've really had some nice weather already. So I don't know that I even need grow lights. Again, inexperienced. So next year I may need grow lights. I may decide that I need to do grow lights and a heating lamp. And like I showed you the other day in my last video, I bought a very inexpensive greenhouse. I can link it in the comments below. But I'm hoping with our temperatures and with our frost being over fairly early that the greenhouse will be enough, because we get plenty of sun and it warms up plenty in the daytime. So fingers crossed, that's what I'm hoping for. Okay, so here we go. Everything is stirred up, and you know what? That may not have been necessary, but it's what I felt like I wanted to do. So that's what we did. I need to read on the back of these to see how deep these go. 1/4 to 1/2 inch. Okay, we can do that. I'm gonna start right here. What all are you putting in your garden? What do you grow? What do you have good success growing? What do you enjoy growing? I have spent the winter stocking up on seeds, all kinds of different seeds. Again, I'm sure there are people that have much larger seed collections, but I'm proud of what I have. I'm excited to see what it does. So first I'm going to plant beefsteak tomatoes. It says instant latch. I really don't know where I got these from. I don't know. Anyway, that's what we're going to plant right now. And I'm going to start with 6 cells. I literally have so many tomato plant varieties, which, I mean, it's not a bad problem. I don't want to lose track of what I've planted where, which I'm going to label. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to end up with like 2 or 3 of each different plant so I can taste everything and see what I like best. And then next year go from there. I may do 6 of each plant. We'll see. I know I want to do a lot of paste tomatoes. I have Amish paste. I have Pisano paste. I bought a couple of paste tomatoes, and I thought the San Marzano, but I could be way off on that. We'll see. Anyway, but right now what we are planting are the beefsteak. And like I said, I'm going to do 2 per cell. I hope I don't regret only planting 2, and only 2 in each cell, and then only planting 6 cells of so many. But if both of these seeds germinate and I get 2 plants out of each, that would be 12. That's not bad, right? Okay, so we have our beefsteaks in. I'm going to cover them up really quickly, and we're going to move on to the next variety. And I'm just lightly covering them. It said 1/4 to 1/2 inch. I'm probably about 1/4. And I'm just going to lightly cover them. So let me put my labels in here. Okay, moving on. We are going to do rose tomato. This is M.I. Gardner. And we are going to do the same thing. We're going to do 2 in each cell. We're going to lightly cover them. Maybe this is just me, but have you ever, like myself right now, I've been wanting to do this and I've been so excited, but at the same time, I feel this emotion of being overwhelmed and being, you're not ever going to do this. You're not going to do this right. You don't know what you're doing. And so that causes me to procrastinate. Anybody else do that? And just be like, you don't need to do that. And so here I am. I probably should have done this 3 weeks ago or more, but I didn't. But here I am today doing it. We're going to say, this is one of those good, better, best. May not be the best, but it's definitely better than not doing it at all, right? We'll call that a win and be glad we're getting seeds in today. Where I'm located, we have an early spring. I think it's an early spring. And we have a long summer. We probably don't get our first frost until November, maybe the end of October. That's a stretch. I would say November. These are going to have plenty of time to do what they need to do and to produce. Get back in there, little friend. Okay, those are our rose tomatoes. We're going to cover them up lightly. I'm going to get my little sprinkling water and do a very light watering on these before I throw them in my greenhouse. Before I place them gently and neatly in my greenhouse. Okay, so I have labeled my rose tomatoes and I'm putting that at the back of the row. I did the entire row. Let's see what we're gonna do next. We have sweetie tomatoes, Pisano paste. I think I want to put all my pastes together, and I think I'm going to lay them here on my last 2 cells. So that leaves me with the Sweetie tomatoes, the San Marzano tomatoes. So that's what we're going to do, and that's the order we're going to do them in, unless I change my mind. Here we go, little Sweetie tomatoes, 2 per cell, 1/4 to 1/2 inch deep. Again, I said in my intro video, I knew YouTube was a thing. I really only ever used it to look up music. I mentioned also that my husband and I are music directors at our church. If I couldn't find a song, like if it was older and wasn't able to be found on Spotify, I would always go to YouTube. And a lot of times I would have part of our team send me songs that were YouTube links. Honestly, that was the most YouTube exposure I ever had. I just was not a YouTube user that I am now. I did not realize all of the things that you can find. It literally it's unlimited what you can find. I honestly don't know that there's anything you can't find. Oops, I think I got 2 in there. That's how I came across one homesteader that I just really like. You know, once you watch something more than once, they'll start recommending, hey, you might like this. I still am not just a huge, like there are some that I watch. These are Sweetie tomatoes. I can't confuse myself. That would not end well. Okay. I have my favorites. I think we all have our favorites. And I definitely do. I love happy people. I love chipper people, encouraging people. And I love people that make you feel like, hey, you don't have to be a pro. You can do this. And so I think those type people are what have given me the confidence, even though I do second guess myself daily. But you can do this. You can plant a garden. You can grow food. And I don't know. I'm thankful for those people. I'm thankful for people who have done this before me, because I feel like that they're helping us all, right? And so anyway, I'm hoping I'll learn something, and maybe you can learn something with me. All right. So that is row number 3. We have our beefsteak, rose slicers, we have Sweetie tomatoes, and now we are moving on to our San Marzano. I never knew, okay, to show you how much I do not know what I'm doing. I know more now than I did just from watching. But I thought a tomato was a tomato. I did not know that you were supposed to use paste tomatoes for things like sauces. Apparently they're less seedy. Who knew? Not me. I know now. But last year I didn't know, and so we planted, oh my goodness. I will attach a picture at some point of our garden last year. I don't know if you can see, you can't really see right now, but this whole back side of our house, this way, I'm sorry, we had a tilled up garden, and we had, oh goodness, I think we had 36 tomato plants, if I am not mistaken. We did 9 grape tomato plants, which, oh my goodness, they are my absolute favorite. I love them, but I will say 9, that's too many. You're harvesting them every day, and even then it's a lot. So, and then we had obviously several different varieties of just slicer tomatoes. I did not have many of the paste tomatoes or Roma tomatoes. Are Romas and paste the same? I don't know. I'm assuming. Very well, maybe wrong. Anyway, I actually went to our Amish community. I go there a lot. Like, I love that place. It's amazing. They were selling some Roma tomato plants. So I picked some of those up, and I planted some of those, and I didn't get a ton off of them, maybe because of the time that I planted them, but I did get a few, and I actually used them to make my daughter a homemade tomato basil soup that I got from a YouTuber. The recipe and the directions and all the ingredients, and it was amazing. But I only had enough tomatoes. I think I made a couple of quart jars and a couple of pints. It wasn't a ton. So this year I'm gonna do a lot more. I want to make plenty of sauce. I would love to learn to make my own pizza sauce, spaghetti sauce, and all of these things. So yeah, that's the plan. Okay, we are on to Harley seeds. Again, I don't know where I got them. I apologize. 30 plus, organically grown, delicious, from the USA. Okay, plants indoors, 1/4 inch deep, but we're outdoors. Hopefully it will work. Germination takes 14 to 21 days. All right. Moving on, here we go. So many YouTubers are great at food prep, meal prep. That is my next goal. I have gotten, because I've watched a few different ones, I've gotten to where when I make dinner, I try to make enough that, like, if I'm making one of something, I'll make 2 of something, and I'll throw the second one in the freezer. I'm enjoying that. That's I like that because it's an instant meal in your freezer and you're already there making one. Why not make two? Have one for later. So that's what I'm working on next. I would love to have a freezer full of convenience, as in I've already made them, meals, and just do better at that. You know, my husband and I went out to lunch this past Sunday after church, and it was just the two of us, and we got to looking at prices. Like everything, you know, everything is going up right now, and this restaurant was no exception. And we've been there so many times. Like, we eat out a little more than we should. Lord help us, we're working on it. But everything, the cheapest plate was $11.50. This was a Mexican restaurant and here in our local town. $11.50. So if you get a soda, which we don't, we did have water, but sometimes I like to have an unsweet tea just because, you know, you want something different. We both had water. It is nothing to drop with a tip, 30, 40 bucks minimum. And we're just like, you know what? That is a shame. So anyway, said all that to say that I am really going to work on, I love to cook. I enjoy it. I love my crock pot. I do have an Instapot. I've only used it once, and it was actually to boil eggs, and I actually looked up a YouTube video on how to do that. That was interesting. I didn't hate that at all. That was kind of nice. But I want to learn more, and I want to do more. So that's on my list of things to do, things to learn. What did I just plant? We did the San Marzanos. Those are going right here. Okay, guys, we're moving right along. Four rows down, 2 to go. We are moving on to our Amish paste. I put my puppies inside. I showed them in my last video. They're super sweet girls, but they don't like the UPS and the FedEx men and women. They don't like the trucks at all. And so UPS just dropped a package and they went crazy. And I always feel bad. I'm like, these poor drivers, they're just doing their job and they're being harassed by my crazy girls. So I put them away because it's very likely there will be another delivery because Amazon, right? Amish paste going in. So excited for this. That was a perfect amount in my hand. Lovely. All right, those are our paste tomatoes. And I lost my, those were the Amish paste, and I've lost my labeling thing for them, but that's okay. That is okay. I'm sure I have another one in my box. So last row right here, we are gonna do the Pisano paste tomatoes. 2 in each cell once again, and then I get to put my first tray of seeded cells in my greenhouse. I could not be any more excited about that. My kitty's outside. Kitty, come here, come say hi. Come here, come on. He's looking at me. Such a little love. Oh my goodness, he's enjoying the ground right now. Gotta love cats. We live out in the country and we have a big hayfield across from our house, and so this little guy does a great job of keeping us free from rodents. So we're thankful for him. Such a friendly little dude. He literally, I know he doesn't think he's a dog, but he acts like he thinks he's a dog because my husband and I will walk and he will follow us. We walk about a half a mile and then we'll turn around and we'll pass our house and go another half a mile and come back, and he will walk with us the whole way. There's a couple of spots that's a little bit hilly, and so we'll pick him up and carry him. He'll walk in front of us and fall over. If he's trying to trip us, he just wants some attention. He's so funny. But he is our friend. We like him a lot. Actually have 2 cats on our property. One of them is a mama cat. Her name is Sybil. This cat, actually, my son, I think he came home in his car because one day he just showed up and he was under my son's car, like up in his wheel well. he was wet with like oil. I told my son, I'm like, I think he just drove home with you from wherever you came from. Anyway, we never named him. We just named him Kitten. So that's who he is. He's Kitten. We love our little critters around here. We don't have a ton of land. We are actually hoping to purchase some property next year or so, because I would really love, right now I purchase a cow, a half a cow actually. I'm hoping to get the whole cow, but right now I've purchased a half a cow from a friend from church. I would love to have my own. I dropped a paste tomato in the San Marzano. Let's drop you over here. And another one. I'm gonna make it a little bit more than 2 in this one. That's okay. We'll take what it gives us. All right, friends, Pisano paste in. I purchased one of these photo organizers on Amazon, and to be totally honest, I think you can get these if you have a Michaels or a Joann Fabrics. I think you can get these about half price there. Don't quote me on that. Anyway, I have them organized and it works out beautifully. File them to the bottom. I'm gonna have to remake a label for the Amish paste. It's okay. It's okay. Not a big deal at all. All right, it's not the neatest thing, but we know what we've planted here. That is what is important, right? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this really quickly and place it in my greenhouse, and I'm going to move on and do a few more, and then I will show you the greenhouse and how beautiful these look inside of there on their little shelves. Okay, I had to throw my jacket on. The sun is kind of hidden and it's a little breezy. So here's what we have. I've got my little pepper container out. Some YOLO Wonder peppers. These are M.I. Gardener. I thought that was just beautiful. Like a mix, again, I don't know. This is probably just a pepper ripening on the vine, but regardless, I think it's beautiful. I liked it. Then I have Keystone Resistant Giant peppers. I have some Cayenne Long Slim. I dehydrated last year, and I also pickled some for like some pepper juice. So good. I made some homemade red pepper flake. I love that. Is anybody else just amazed with the feeling that when you do something yourself? And it's like, I think growing up, my mom worked in a hospital. My dad drove a truck. And so we bought groceries, and my dad grew peppers and tomatoes, but that was it. So I've always gone to the grocery store for needs, food or otherwise. So, growing or attempting to grow my own right now is just, golly, it's crazy. It's like when you have never grown things before and you realize, hey, I don't have to go said grocery store to buy red pepper flake. I can make that myself. What? I learned out last year how to make my own sriracha, and oh my heavens, I gave some to my dad and my soon-to-be daughter-in-law, and they couldn't get enough of it. It was so delicious. I can't wait. So I am going to do my best to leave some of my jalapenos, get some red jalapenos this year, and make some more sriracha because it is delicious. I'm a rabbit chaser. I think it is amazing that you can, just the amount of foods that, obviously they grow somewhere, but just that, we are capable of doing that ourselves. We're capable of growing it. We're capable of drying it, preserving it, however you choose to, on your own. It's just, I know you guys are way ahead of me, but I'm excited for that. Okay, hot pepper seeds, Cayenne Long Red Thin. So I obviously got the same pepper from 2 different companies. These are from Sherwood Seeds. These are red, I don't know how to say that. Anyway, it's to dry and make the Chinese pepper flakes. Oh my goodness, I love that. And then in addition, I have last year from my own garden, I saved seeds from my bell peppers, and I have red, yellow, and green. So I've never done that before. It may or may not work. And the only thing I knew to do is I took the seeds out of the peppers and I placed them on a paper towel and I let them fully dry, probably longer than I needed to. And I put them in a bag and I put a paper towel in the bag just to help absorb any moisture, and they look good. So we'll see. We're gonna attempt it anyway. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? If you don't try, you don't know. So here we go. We're gonna try. So I definitely am going to do a couple of cells of my saved seeds. I am going to do a couple of long slim cayennes. I am going to do these Chinese pepper. Have you guys ever seen, okay, they look like a little bitty grape tomato is what it looks like, but it has a little point and it's a pepper. It's not hot. I've had it on a salad. It was delicious. And so I Googled and I searched and I finally found whatever this kind of pepper, it's a sweet pepper. And I ordered it, and it's supposed to be here in the next couple days. So I definitely am going to plant those as well. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. Let's see what these say. 7 to 10 days to germinate. Okay, now this one says start indoors 8 to 10 weeks before the last frost. Our last frost is done, so hopefully they're gonna be okay. We'll see. This variety is high yielding, produces skinny peppers up to 6 inches long, slightly hotter than a jalapeno. Oof. This variety has a multitude of uses in the kitchen. Fresh canned, used in pickling, or dried, cayenne is the perfect type of adding a kick to any recipe. Okay, let's see. 75 days to maturity. Plant spacing, it needs 12 to 18 inches. But right now we're just starting, so it's okay. But how deep? That's what I'm looking for. 1/4 of an inch deep. Okay, that's what we need. So we're gonna do 3. And as soon as these germinate and sprout, is it the same thing? Is germinating and sprouting the same thing? It is, isn't it? Okay, anyway, I'm gonna do 3 per cell because as soon as they come up, I'm going to up pot them because that would give me 9 cayenne pepper plants. And I do want to dehydrate them again this year, but I also want to have plenty to pickle because I really enjoy pickled peppers. I think they're good. Okay. And I've seen some of the homesteaders. I need to learn how to tie. If you know how to tie, is it tying or braiding what you do where they are on a string and you can just hang them around and they will dry on their own? I would also like to try that method. All right, so here we go. These are pretty little seeds. We're gonna cover all of these back up. So my husband just reminded me, oh goodness. I'm gonna set this on here so I don't forget what I just planted because I didn't lay my labels out. And he reminded me I was gonna move my greenhouse because I have it right here on the side of the shed because that's what we kind of used it to ground to, but it's already in the shade around 3 o'clock. And so I have another shed on the other side of this one. And I'm gonna put it in the front of it because it stays full sun, like until the sun goes down. Okay, see, I thought it was a really good idea to pre-labeled everything, but now I've got to fish back through them when it comes time to plant because they're all mixed together. All right, there we go. Red cayenne, hot. So we set that aside. The next one I already do have a label for is this Chinese red pepper. So that's what we're gonna put in next. I have to keep checking to be sure I'm recording because it kicked off a while ago. And I don't want to be talking or thinking I'm talking to you. I'm just talking to myself, really. Right now we're still rolling. All right. Chinese red peppers. Oh, these are in, oh, there aren't many. There's only 10. It says 10 plastic in the container. I guess they're being extra cautious. That's probably smart. All right, we may just plant all of those right now. Let's see. Okay, so I have a couple left. I've planted 9 holes. It says 10 plus, so I think they gave me just a couple of extra, which, hey, I am not complaining about that. I have 2 left. I think I'm just gonna save them. Is that silly? But I'm gonna save them. That way, if for some reason these don't sprout, I have 2 more chances. That is beautiful. Makes me happy. Because check this out. Peanuts. I've never, ever. There's so many I've nevers. I'm excited for this. Oh, yes. Saved a seed bell peppers. I don't think I'm even gonna open this pack. This is another of the Cayenne Long Red Thin. I don't know if I should. I don't think I'm going to. I might regret that, but I've already done 3 cells. I should have saved at least one of those and done this, but I didn't. So it's okay. It's okay. YOLO bells. Yes. Giant bell peppers. Yay, I did do them. I'm so glad I double checked because I would have wasted if I hadn't made extra because I already had them. We're doing our best to not waste, right? All right, let's put these back. Okay, so that's 3. That's perfect. That's exactly what we needed. How about that? So I'm gonna go ahead and pull up my saved seeds. We don't know what color, obviously, because I just saved them. I didn't separate them. Some of these are getting 2 seeds per hole. That's okay. Ooh, that one may have got 3. My life's philosophy is living and learning. If it's not right, we've learned to do it different next time. And if it does work, well, great. We've learned that it works, and we'll do that again next time. So we're gonna do our saved seed label right there. Let me zip my bag back up. The bag is awful. I'm gonna have to change that out. It doesn't look very clean. Ugh. I have issues with dirty hands. I do not do dirty hands. Like, it gives me goosebumps. So gross. Anybody else like that? What in the world am I doing gardening, right? But here I am. Kitty! Kitty, kitty, kitty! He's occupying himself. I'll just leave him. Okay, so now we're moving on to the giant bell peppers. You gonna come say hi to me, kitten? I spotted something. Oof. Sorry. Sun goes away and it comes back out. All right, here we go. We are doing the giant bells. All right, couple of extra. Drop those in. These are our giant bells, so we're gonna just label those right up. All right, our last pepper that we're planting today is this YOLO bell pepper from In My Gardener. It's an heirloom seed, annual, approximately 50 seeds. Let's see, this one goes about 1/4 inch deep. 10 to 21 days to germinate. 75 to 80 days to maturity. Okay. All right, let's do it. So I am gonna finish this. I'm gonna have to move my greenhouse and I am gonna go grab a salad because I have not had lunch yet. I haven't had breakfast yet either, and it is 1:58. So I'm gonna make myself a Caesar salad and I'm gonna enjoy that. Okay, I'm gonna get my greenhouse moved and I'm gonna put these seeds inside and I'm gonna water them and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna show you how this looks. And then I'm really hoping today to get some, I've got all of these arugula seeds. I think I got these on Amazon. They're USDA organic. I may not have gotten these on Amazon, but I will check. And I'm also going to try to do, if you've ever ordered from In My Gardener, it's either In My Gardener or Haas, they send you like a sample packet, I guess. And the last 2 times I've purchased, they sent me a mixed salad green. So I'm going to plant those. I'm going to plant some spinach. I'm going to plant maybe some romaine and kale. We'll see. Because I have these big pots. And so I think that's where I'm going to put those. We'll see how that works out. Okay, I'll be back.